Hey, this is Anthony with RevZilla TV, where you can watch, decide, and ride. Welcome to our detailed breakdown of the Redverz Gear Series 2 Expedition Tent at RevZilla.com. So the Redverz Gear Series 2 is the latest and greatest from Redverz. This is a motorcycle-specific adventure tent. This tent has been developed over the last few years and really comes from Kevin, their founder. Hardcore adventure rider, hardcore National Geographic videographer, as well as photographer. And this tent spawns from the need to be able to pull your adventure bike over, set up a tent that keeps everything secure. So that's you inside the sleeping area, that's your bike inside the 6+ foot high vestibule area, as well as the secondary vestibule area for all of your gear. Keep in mind what I just said, 2 riders, a bike with full panniers on its center stand, as well as all of your gear inside the tent. You know, it stemmed from a story that Kevin told us when he was in Mali, Africa, where he pulled over. The area is only accessible on a motorcycle, and his gear wasn't secure. He had to leave pieces outside. The next morning he woke up and it was either wet or stolen. It happened more than once. Hence we have the Redverz Gear tents, and this is the Series 2 Expedition. Now when we think about the degree of difficulty here and what you need to know, this is an investment. This is a super premium tent. Heavy duty 210 ripstop construction and the outer shell of the tent, but it's also going to go up really easily and quickly. Now an experienced tent setter upper can put this guy up in 3 to 5 minutes. We did it for the first time and it went up in under 10 minutes. So that's 3 poles, you can see them here. Aircraft aluminum, anodized. Your 2 longer poles are more copper. Your silver poles are going to be the short poles here. And remember, they're gonna snap together like any other premium tent like you'd see from another premium manufacturer. And there's also stakes included as well. Now this pack here on my left is the big stuff sack for the tent itself. So it can be strapped to your bike, it's heavy duty, it'll stay dry, not to be too heavy, to really be done for on the go for adventure bike travel. Now they could have made the outer flyer, the outer construction of the tent a little bit heavier, and that's not a nitpick of mine, but if they would have done it, they would have added more weight. So they've really thought about it from a long distance touring motorcyclist standpoint as well, to make sure that it's not so cumbersome that's going to get in the way of the ride or the nimble nature of your bike, especially if you're putting it through its paces on or off road. Now, once you have your handle and your head around the usage, right? So you're intact for your bike. You know what it's going to take to set it up, which honestly is very, very painless considering it's only 3 poles and then you stake it down. Let's talk through the interior of this tent. Let's talk through some of the main construction. You already heard me talk about ripstop and nylon. And the way that this is done, the ripstop means that if you do get a tear, it's not going to continue. This is a hardcore mountaineering and adventure technology. It's been around for a long time. It's awesome to see them use it. The outer wall of the tent comes in a yellow or a green. And if we really think about it, this is what's really cool about this tent. Many times you'd have a camping tent that would have the tent, and it would have some meshing areas for airflows, and then if it started to rain, you would have the fly that would go on top. But if you're setting that tent up and you don't have the fly on, there's gonna be water that gets in your tent. How Redverz is different for the Series 2 is the entire outer shell, including the canopy, the vestibule, the area for your bike, it's all the rain fly. That's all going to be the outer seam-sealed, tape-seam, double-stitched area that's going to keep water out to 200 milliliters of pressure. Now, inside, you would have a double-walled construction. They call it a bathtub-type area that's going to be square, and it's going to be, it almost sits, it almost hangs, it is removable, but that's going to be your sleeping area that's big enough to take a queen-sized air mattress. Sleep 2 adults comfortably. And remember, it's got privacy panels, it'll have mosquito net panels, it'll have extremely high quality zippers that are self-healing so that you can get in from both sides, and that lives underneath the main construction of the tent. So remember, the beauty there is that when you're setting up the tent in the rain and inclement weather, the sleeping area that you're going to be moving into sets up inside of that, so it's not going to get wet as you're setting the tent up. We were really impressed, and that comes from Kevin's experience in designing this and listening to rider feedback over time. And remember, to complete your set, there's also a ground cover that's going to work with the sleeping area, and there's also an awning kit which you can buy separately that extends the tent. And one of the coolest things, and you've seen it in some of the shots we're showing here today, is that you can actually ride your bike through the tent. You can enter, you don't have to back it in or back it out. The area for where you pull your bike, it comes in through the back, leaves through the front. So again, very well thought out, very easy. If you're curious about the Redverz Series 2 Expedition tent, click here, read rider reviews at RevZilla.com. You don't have to take my word for it. If you still have questions, shoot our Gear Geeks a line. See us at RevZilla.com or 877-792-9455. Remember, we're going to ship for free. Exchange is super painless at RevZilla.com. And as always, we're here to help. Thanks for watching our detailed breakdown. We hope you have a good journey on your next adventure, and we hope the Redverz tent can help you out. And we hope this created some clarity around what you really need to know and expect when you're buying such a technical piece keep in mind it's easier than you might think. The install and setup is very, very simple. I'm Anthony. We'll see you next time.